Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as we do each and every day. Also, quoting Jamie Dimon from Davos, he says, Satoshi will come back and increase the supply of Bitcoin. Yeah, I'll be breaking down his latest FUD, as well as the response from Edward Snowden in regards to the JP Morgan CEO. We'll also be discussing David Icke's take on Javier Milei after giving his speech at the World Economic Forum. We'll also be discussing ProShares files for 5 Bitcoin ETFs with indirect exposure, as well as spot Bitcoin ETF volume passes the insane $10 billion mark as GBTC sales slow down. We'll also be discussing Skybridge founder Anthony Scaramucci expects Bitcoin to surpass $170,000 per coin next year. Send it. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin could have a pre-halving rally before skyrocketing 630% to 300,000 per coin, according to crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Poppe. We'll also be discussing, is Bitcoin's $1 million dream on hold? I'll be revealing Max Keiser's top obstacles. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more in today's show. Welcome, crypto fam. What it do? Let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. I greatly appreciate that, family. Welcome everyone to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Lots to discuss. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We got Donna, we got Crypto Surge, we got BitBud. It's been a long time, brother. Ghost Stomper, #1 daily. There's no second best. Bakersfield live in the chat. Shout out to Eric Castro. Always appreciate you, family. Squirrel Bait in the building. We literally couldn't increase the supply if he wanted to. You don't think Satoshi's going to come back to increase the supply? That's the latest Jamie Dimon FUD. It's incredible. Loud and clear. Shout out to Will Stopson versus Guru. What it do, family? Boz Dragon. Good to see you, family. Been a minute. Good evening. JC. From, where's that? Wisfield Green, UK in the building. Saludos, says Gato Negro. From Panama. Shout out Panama fam and Panama City. Jordan says, hey, JV, what's good, Jay? Smash that like button, family. I appreciate that scan. It does help out tremendously with the YouTube algo. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Palm Beach Chris, loud and clear, says Jennifer. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family all around the world. Carrie Watts, good morning. Good morning, Carrie. I'm here, JV, and happy to be. Appreciate you, Odo Man. The supply can't be increased precisely. Apparently, Jamie Dimon doesn't understand code, or better yet, he's just a fraudster spreading FUD, doing what he does best. And he has been doing this for the past, I think, since 2017, FUDding Bitcoin, potentially even dates back even earlier. Nothing has changed, even though, ironically enough, JP Morgan Chase is the authorized participant for the Bitcoin ETF with BlackRock, yet he's still FUDding it. Gary Gensler continues to FUD it. So you already know how much of a threat Bitcoin is to the status quo. That's why you gotta love it. Let's pump. What's up, JV? That's right. Yesterday we pumped above 43,000 during the stream. Let's do it again. Another good day to buy Bitcoin. Amen. BTFD by the freaking dip. Kev, what it do? I'm down in crypto with everything I hold, and I'm still here at dollar cost average. No fear. Like the clothes the white boys be wearing. Remember No Fear? I remember that brand like back in the middle school. It was very popular in California. I know the lingo. Guten, Ben from Germany. Germany in the building. Welcome, fam. How's adoption of crypto in Germany right now? We got Cyprus in the building. Shout out to MD. Appreciate you guys. Let's go. Always a good day. The dollar cost average, family. Keep stacking them stats. Get those numbers up. Stack the stats, and you won't look back, says C-Dog. Amen to that. Shout out to all the members of the channel who have the badge next to their name. I appreciate your support, family. Every day is a good day to buy Bitcoin. Cheers to that. And I got a new clip, actually, of Sailor. I remixed it, exclusive here for the show. Check it out.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm #1. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm #1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin.
Big
right?
ups,
the point
proof.
is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
It's going up forever, Laura. There you go. Let me know what you think of the new clip. Watched all the FUD and do the exact opposite. Sage advice, Jennifer. Well said, family. Mohammed, where's the Allah candle? This is when it's really needed, brother. Shout out, Mohammed. Stats in the cold wallet. Always stacking sats. That's what's up, family. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. Be sure to pump the likes to help pump the stream. Let's try to get over 1,000 people here on the live. We know we can make it happen. What up? Keep stacking, says Robert. Cheers to that. Watch from Cornwall, England in the building, says Fairgrounds. Love the sailor clip. That's awesome. It goes on.
Take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it.
Yeah, I had to throw KRS in there because you guys brought it up yesterday, that line. I'm like, oh, snap, classic. That's like from back in 1997. I believe that's KRS-One channeling the spirit of Satoshi, right? I'm not saying I'm number one. Sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Gotta love it. What up, JB? What up, Jesse Oro? Good to see you, fam. Stu buys Bitcoin. That's what's up, Stu. Shout out to Canada, eh? Keep stacking them stats. There is no second best, boy. Love from Pakistan. In fact, I actually have another clip. This is a classic. Check this one out.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup. It becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
There you go. Shout out to Bruce Lee, Lee Jun Fan, rest in peace. Love from Pakistan. I appreciate you, Mahad. That's what's up. In October, Bitcoin was in the 20,000s. There you go. We're already above 42, baby. When we're just starting the year off. What's going on, Bitcoin Trini? Always a pleasure. It was me who bought it up, JB, or brought it up. Thank you, Serge. Thanks to you, we got a new clip for the show, so we appreciate it. Bruce Lee, yeah, we had to sample Mr. Lee. I mean, they even teach about propaganda in the public school. Of course they do. Bitcoin is doing the stablecoin thing right now. I remember that Lee clip. Yeah, you'll find it in the anniversary of Enter the Dragon where they show you the interview. I think that was one of the last full interviews that he did before he died. That was a pretty legendary interview. If you haven't checked it out, you could check it out probably on YouTube somewhere. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin can flow or it can crash. But you already know we flowing, baby. You already know. I love that water quote by Bruce Lee. That's what's up. Love that. Anyone know what happened with Coinbase's court case versus the SEC? Let me know which one you're referring to there. Better late than never. Welcome, hodlers. Shout out to Joe B. Appreciate it, fam. Chris says that's how I taught my daughter to drive. Flow like water. Love it. Let's go. Good buying opportunity on the way. Always, family. We're always stacking stats here. You know what to do. But without further ado, if you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day. Just like this, we just surpassed 69,000 subs. And the goal is to hit 100,000 alongside the Bitcoin price action because you know it's incoming. Today is pod episode number 1525. I'm your one and only fearless host, JV. And today is January 17th, 2024, 3 months out until the Bitcoin halving set to take place in April. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. You should be able to see Coin 360 on your screen. We got Bitcoin pulled back a little bit today, just 1.5%, maintaining above $42,600. We have Ether trading above 2,500, barely in the red as well. BNB, XRP, Cardano, all in the red. Solana actually breaking out against the grain, up roughly 4%, reclaiming $100. Another major gainer is Chainlink, up 5.5% for the day, trading just under 1,600 bones. And checking out the crypto market cap, we're sitting at 1.67 trillion with 55 billion in volume for the past 24 hours, with the Bitcoin dominance still on the decline at 49.7%, with the Ether dominance, which has been on the rise this past week, soaring from a bottom of 14.9 back to now 18.2%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, Say is up 10%, Render 8%, and Astar, 5%. Below that, we got Chainlink, Beam, and SUI and Solana. Now, which altcoins are you most bullish on for this bull run? Please let me know, family, in the comments right down below. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective of the market. You can see most of the alts are getting wrecked right now. I'd say roughly 85% of the top 100 are in the red and correcting, with just a handful in the green. And zooming out on the monthly, let's not forget, when in doubt, zoom out. Virtually all the major altcoins, tremendous gains, many of them up over 100% or close to. You got Say up 278%, ENS 179%, Hex 116%, PLS 121%. You have ARB up 93%, and just overall massive gainers. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, let's see where we're at. We're currently rated a 60 back in greed. Yesterday, 64. Last week, a 73. And last month, a 65 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. How many of you are anticipating 50 G's still this month for January? Let me know. Put a 1 if you're anticipating 50 G's for the month of January. We got 2 months left. If you're not anticipating 50,000, you think maybe we'll continue to trade sideways or even crack down some more, put a 2 in the chat. I'd love to know your feedback, family. Welcome, Cryptolution. What it do? And let me make sure I got the chat up to date here, so it's moving. There we go. Benjamin Richard. Sometimes it stagnates and I got to refresh it between segments. It's weird. What's the safest process you can take when it comes to borrowing against your own Bitcoin for acquiring assets? That's an excellent question. There used to be some firms out there like Celsius and BlockFi. They both filed for bankruptcy and no longer exist, unfortunately. But there's some decentralized protocols like Aave, and there's some other as well where you can actually borrow against your Bitcoin. You may want to look into it. 1111111. We got a 2 from Todd Ferris. Shout out Todd Ferris. Appreciate your support, brother. Mostly ones. We got a 2 from Kepler. We got Donna with a 2. Raziel 0 with a 2, and Dubproof with a 2. Virtually everyone else has a 1 in there. You think we're still on track to hit 50,000 for this month. R. Herrera put a 3. Please define what the 3 indicates, because I have no clue. Every day is a buy opportunity. Preach. Bitcoin, ETH, Litecoin, Solana, and Link for Steve. Thank you for sharing what you're bullish on, family. Sea-Dog put a 1. Joe Collins put a 2. So I'd say it's safe to say maybe 60% of you are anticipating 50 G's this month. The other 40% saying not happening. JB, what up? Yeah, we're putting a 1 in the live, only if you think we'll claim 50,000, which would be a new 2-year high for Bitcoin this month of January. We got 2 weeks left. 422. Happy 420. Earl put a 1. Love it. Good to see you, Earl Harris. Benjamin Richard, thank you. You're welcome, Daynata family. Fairgrounds is bullish on Chili's. Thanks for sharing. Link has been doing amazing. Got it at $6. Congratulations, Dro. Happy to hear of your success. Sue here, put a 1. It's a triple. Oh, okay. Like a triple double. Bullish on Bitcoin. There is no second best. There you go. Jennifer put a 1. Krim put a 1. Tim, 30,000. Whoa. Why is the price stagnant despite the big guns buying for the ETF? I think some manipulation and the GBTC saga we're going to be diving into in a little bit. We're going to be discussing all of that here today, family. So good question. George put a 1. Christo put a 1. 422. Oh, yes, in April. Shout out Crypto Surge. Appreciate you, brother. Steve put a 1. Nipsey's just doing his thing in the background over there. Channel and Satoshi. Let's see if we get the buy signal. What up, JV and fam? Don't know what we are voting on, but 420. I love it, Corey. Happy 420, family. We got close to 420 people here in the live stream right now. Very close. Pump the likes to pump the stream. Joe Trump put 1. What up, JV and the Hodl Gang? What it do, Yaheem? Appreciate ya. Saul is breaking out. That's right. It just reclaimed the $100, family. Suit here, put a 1. Bullishness. Pause in the air, and they stay there. Yes. Sally Salty put a 1. Team Salty in the building. What up, JV? Cheers, fam. Jamie Diamond said Satoshi will come back. Go quiet and Bitcoin will be erased. Oh my God. Yeah, we're going to be discussing that here shortly as well. Solana going to overtake Bitcoin. Oh, hell nah. Will there ever be a currency that is beyond manipulation? Man, I think Bitcoin is as good as it gets, but even to a degree, you know, they're clearly doing some shady stuff behind the scenes because of regulators protecting your best interests as a crypto investor. And so they claim. How long will GBT sell-off last? It may be over. I don't know. But we're going to dive into a breaking story on that. And I don't actually read the stories before I go live. I find what captures my attention, and we do it live and in the flesh. So you always get a genuine reaction from JV, and we get genuine reactions from you. You have a pet rock? Oh, yeah. Bitcoin's a pet rock, according to Jamie Dimon. That's right. I made it. I'm late. All good, Bone Daddy. Appreciate you coming regardless. Does anyone think there's a seasonal buying? Seems like when the weather gets warmer, things go up. Maybe you're onto something, Steve. The tapeworm diamond, you nailed it, Serge. Start the show, my dude. Sebastian getting a little impatient. So without further ado, the show has officially started. We started 15 minutes ago, but I love kicking it with the live chat. We did our market watch. But next, let's dive into our Bitcoin TA, aka Astrology for Men. Check out the charts where the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next. The headline, Bitcoin price slips to 42.4 as JP Morgan CEO says Bitcoin does nothing. And speaking of this guy, I first want to touch upon this mofo. So yeah, he was just doing an interview on Davos on the mainstream, and he says, quoting him, Satoshi will come back and increase the supply of Bitcoin. Why the financial system will change when the old head moves on, illustrated in one video. Now, Jameson Lopp responded, Jamie Dimon thinks Satoshi will come back one day and print more Bitcoin. How do you know it'll stop at 21 million? He keeps asking year after year after year. Bro, it's 5 lines of code, and not even Satoshi can force us to change it. And there you have the code right here. You can see subsidy is cut in half every 210,000 blocks, which will occur approximately every 4 years. It also says force block reward to 0, where right shift is undefined. I mean, I'm not a coder, but it's broken down here apparently, and you can't change it. So take that, Mr. Dimon. And Edward Snowden chimed in. I got a lot of respect for Snowden. He said, wild how the SEC government approving a Bitcoin ETF was all it took to transform the CEO JP Morgan from the king of money into the guy who spends one half of every interview insisting I don't care about Bitcoin, and the other half sobbing that it stole his wife and shot his dog. So yeah, this is quite hilarious, and it's getting out of control. And I'll actually touch upon David Icke's response to Javier Milei, you know, the new president of Argentina. But first, let's dive into this Q&A. So Bitcoin fell into intraday lows prior to January 17th Wall Street Open as the World Economic Forum offered fresh mainstream criticism. And here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. The data from TradingView confirmed the Bitcoin price dipped to 42.4. On Bitstamp, Bitcoin still tightly range bound after last week's spate of volatility, repeatedly failed to sustain 43,000 as support amid a broad absence liquidity. The mood was not helped by JP Morgan Chase, Jamie the Tapeworm Dimon, as the World Economic Forum annual gathering in Davos, Switzerland, told CNBC that Bitcoin does nothing. I'm not trying to make a joke here. There are use cases, AML, fraud, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, sex trafficking, all things that Jamie Dimon himself are guilty of. Let's not forget that. But anyways, he also says, those are the real use cases, and you can see it being used for hundreds, maybe 50 to 100 billion a year for that. That is the end use case. Now, the tapeworm additionally proclaimed that he would not mention Bitcoin on the network again. Heard that one before, asking presenters to stop talking about it. Dimon has himself repeatedly promised to stop mentioning it for years. So keep that in mind. It's not going to stop coming out of his mouth, unfortunately. And asked about his stance regarding last week's slew of spot Bitcoin ETF launches, he insisted that he was ambivalent about competitors embracing Bitcoin. Quoting him here, I don't know what he would say about blockchain versus currencies that do something versus Bitcoin that does nothing. It may be a lot different than me, he concluded. Referencing Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, whose iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF saw more than 700 million worth of inflows in the first 3 days. He also says, but this is what makes a market. People have opinions, and this is the last time I'm ever going to state my opinion. Whatever you say, Jamie the Tapeworm, whatever you say. And updating their angle on the short-term Bitcoin price performance, popular traders warned of testing the times ahead. Dan Crypto Trades says the day of simple trading environments are now over, and that it remains impossible to second guess, quoting him here alongside the chart. After last week's drop, Bitcoin is just ranging and chopping people up. I am in no rush to take any actions and happy just waiting for clear opportunities. Easy mode was the past weeks and months but not now. And the chart showed the range high, low, and midpoint currently in play. And for fellow trader Crypto Tony, he predicts the range continuing with a possible floor in the upper 30,000 area. Quoting him here, I expect Bitcoin to range between 47 and 38,000 over the next few months. More attention to the altcoins to come. And now for a little bonus from David Icke, his thoughts on listening to Javier Malay's speech, which he posted, which was roughly 23 minutes. He spoke yesterday at the World Economic Forum, or it may have even been this morning. I don't know exactly when he spoke, but this is brand new. He wrote here, quoting David Icke, I heard Malay's speech at the World Economic Forum champions freedom, so I listened. It doesn't. It seeks to move power and control from governments to corporations, if you listen carefully, and that's what's happening anyway. What he doesn't say is that governments and corporations are owned by the same global cult. So either way, the same cabal is in control. The obsession with economic growth for its own sake is a classic free-for-all, child-like economics in which the strongest, most wealthy, and powerful prevail without the most basic checks and balances. Economic growth is merely the amount of money spent on goods and services. So all the negative things that we don't want to happen are ticked as positive by economic growth if money changes hands and profits are made. Freedom to be exploited by billionaires without redress is not freedom. Corporate monopolies with unchecked power is not freedom. He talks about capitalism, but what he is describing is truth and cartelism. It is barely one-dimensional. It's the playground. You challenge white with black and black with white, while the cult sits laughing in the shade of gray, controlling both. Malay is a child in grown-ups' playground appearing to challenge power while handing it over to the already super powerful. Which do you want? The free rigged market tyranny run riot or state dictated communist tyranny? Neither. Thanks. I'm an adult. I want freedom and justice for all, not the few. And whether it's Malay or Schwab, the few get the spoils and the rest get the crumbs and the tyranny. Very powerful words coming from David Icke. Let me know if you agree or disagree, family. And let's read some more comments here out loud. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. We now got over 500 folks in the building. I appreciate it. I agree. Palm Beach says, Jose, gold is valuable to the Anunnaki. The aliens created man, needed to repair their atmosphere, and created humans as a cheap form of slave labor to harvest the gold. Preach, Raven. I would take a MicroStrategy, but then less Bitcoin. I am torn. I am buying more Bitcoin under 35,000. I guess if you see that opportunity, family, that would be another 7,000 drop from 42 from where we're at. Todd Ferris, they talking about 38 and 31.5 before bouncing to 50 G's. Yaps reminds us there's no second best. Shout out to Corey. Appreciate you subbing to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Note, been reading books by Professor Zacharias Sitchin starting back in the 70s. That's what's up. I've read many of them. I think you're referring to the series called Chariots of the Gods. Sitchin is one of the few who can actually read ancient Sumerian hieroglyphs. You know what I mean? This is the oldest text known to mankind, and there's only a handful of people who can do that. Smash the likes and subscribe. Cheers, Crypto Surge. David is a G. I agree with that one. Glad you're enjoying his sentiment. Bitcoinist. Jennifer, I would rather hodl than be a wage slave. Amen to that. Who wants to work for slave wages at the end of the day and be a slave race? No, thank you. That's why God gave us Bitcoin. Bitcoin is God hacking humanity, and it makes it an equal playing field where we can have unconfiscatable wealth that will be guaranteed to go up in value over the long haul, which is what it has been doing a fantastic job at for the past 15 years. Sorry you're late. It is all good, man. It's better to be here than not be here. It's pronounced tyranny. Oh, tyranny. Thank you. Did I say tyranny? Tyranny it is. I currently do, says Ghost Stomper. Welcome, Madison. Hola, family. Holla. What it do? JV, AVAX is making a run. Let's go, says Chief Santana. Love your show 100. Appreciate the support, family. Sumerians' writings are called, what is that? Cuneiform writing. Thank you for the info, Mr. Philosopher. Don't count on buying Bitcoin that low. Don't think it'll drop. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, you're not saying drop in a 7, but you're saying you doubt it's going to even go to 35. I'm skeptical as well. I think the bottom is in, but you never know. If we do continue to drop, count it as a blessing, because Bitcoiners, are always winning. When you drop in the price, you buy more. When we rise, you just sit back and you're grateful that you have a big stack to begin with and that you don't listen to the fudsters of the mainstream. Huddle, then throttle. And did you see Bankman-Fried's parents are trying to get a dismissal from, I guess, whatever they're involved in with the Bankman-Fried fraud? Preach, JV. Why did God give us crypto? Break it down. Well, God gave us Bitcoin because it's a way of basically God hacking humanity. Humanity is doomed. It's ran by satanic forces. I think it's safe to say everyone would agree that fiat currency is satanic forces. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's how they control and enslave you in the matrix. So now we have unconfiscatable wealth that will go up in value in which they cannot manipulate, right? Because it's not only unconfiscatable, it's incorruptible. They can't change the code. And Jamie Dimon can't call Satoshi and say, come back and add a few more million to the supply. Sorry, bruh. It's not happening. AVAX, AVAX, AVAX. I see you guys are bullish on AVAX. Barak Monfils Evangelista. Every time I buy, the process drops within 2 hours. Word. Are you talking about the price drops after you buy? That's right, says Jose. Huddle, huddle, throttle, and huddle again. God gave us Bitcoin to show us he loves us. There you go, Joe. I like that. Praise Satoshi. Shout out Satoshi. Chief Santana, amen. You told it like no other. Cheers, family. I appreciate you. Sailing with Twins in the building. Always a pleasure to see the fam and the OGs who have been here for years. So thank you. And if you guys don't know, we've been here for 5 years now. I think 6 years, actually. Looking for something that tracks the amount of Bitcoin in each spot ETF and tracks the creation, redemption numbers of the shares. Do you know one would be good to see and keep an eye on? Yeah, I think they need proof of reserves. I don't know if it's actually official or if it's something they're planning on doing, honestly. Nasara equals BTC. What's a God candle? God candle means $10,000 daily gain on the daily chart in a single uptick. It won't drop beneath the low of 41.9 this cycle, says Jennifer. All we're seeing is manipulation right now. They've driven it as low as it will go. I'm with you on that, Jennifer. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. John, they can arrest you and keep you in prison until you give them the keys. Ask for the Canadian truckers. Man, I mean, tyranny at its all-time high. Where's the Qatar $500 billion buy or the Saudi buy? Any news? Trust me, if there's any news, you'll be hearing it from me first because I pretty much broke the story after Max shared some insights. I'll be keeping you posted as we hear more. The UTXOs are almost $150. Word. I need to resolve those. Yes, the prices drop. I'm not stopping. You're welcome. Hello, all. Been here for 5 minutes. Welcome, Paula G. The tapeworm diamond makes most of his money transferring large sums of money from one country to another. Yeah, it's called money laundering. Bitcoin makes him lose his profit. Precisely. Team Salty, if anybody wants the price of Ethereum to come down, I'll buy some and I promise you'll come down. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Late here, but from the snowy Pacific Northwest. Welcome, Silver, and everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes to help pump the stream. And let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss these 5 new Bitcoin ETFs. The headline reads, ProShares files for 5 Bitcoin ETFs with indirect exposure. That's right. ProShares, a major issuer of ETFs in the US, is working to launch several more Bitcoin ETFs with indirect Bitcoin exposure amid the first days of the spot Bitcoin ETF trading, now currently on the local exchanges. According to a January 16th filing with the US SEC, ProShares wants to launch leveraged and inverse Bitcoin ETFs. Interestingly, the ETFs seek daily investment results from Bitcoin price increases and decreases based on the daily performance of the Bloomberg Galaxy Bitcoin Index. ProShares prospectuses specifically propose to launch 5 new Bitcoin ETFs, including the Plus Bitcoin ETF, the Ultra Bitcoin ETF, the Ultra Short Bitcoin ETF, the Short Bitcoin ETF, and the Short Plus Bitcoin ETF. Now, ProShares Plus Bitcoin ETF and ProShares Ultra Bitcoin ETF seek daily investment results corresponding to a 1.5x to 2x increase from the daily performance of BGCI, respectively. The other 3 funds, ProShares Ultra Short Bitcoin ETF, the ProShares Short Bitcoin ETF, and the Short Plus Bitcoin ETF, seek daily investment results based on inverse of the daily performance of the BGCI of negative 2x, negative 1x, and negative 1.5x, respectively. The funds do not directly short Bitcoin, ProShares stressed in the filing, adding that it seeks to benefit from decreases in the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Now, at this time, Bitcoin was trading at around 43,000, seeing a significant decline following the launch of the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US. Remember, we topped out at roughly 49, then we corrected, and this is where we're currently at. Some industry investors like ARK CEO Cathie Wood previously predicted that the market is likely to face a short-term sell-off due to some investors looking to cash out amidst the positive news. The filings come a few days after the US SEC approved 11 ETFs, with the first trades debuting on January 11th. ProShares was not one of the issuers behind the first wave. Now, ProShares firm has been focused on futures-based crypto ETFs, which none of us are really interested in, as futures just give them more room to manipulate markets at the end of the day. But anyways, its flagship Bitcoin futures-based product, Bitcoin Strategy ETF, BITO, has seen significant growth over the past few months, briefly reaching $2 billion in assets under management for the first time in January of this year. And apart from BITO, ProShares also currently offers the Ethereum Strategy ETF, Bitcoin and Ether Market Cap Weight Strategy ETF, and the Bitcoin and Ether Equal Weight Strategy ETF. So talk about an ETF frenzy coming from ProShares right now. What are your thoughts on all this, family? Let me know in the comments. Shout out to Josh Lane. What it do? Jose says exchanges like Coinbase will be huge. I mean, exchanges like Coinbase are already huge. Shout out to Niverner1. I appreciate you subbing to the pod, family. What up, Jose? Good to see you, broski. 42777. That's right, Frank. Yeah, man. Here to remind everyone, this criminal ain't getting away with it. Are we referring to Jamie Dimon or SBF? SBF and FTX pushed Bitcoin adoption back a few years. I think so many fear crypto due to the frauds and scams. 100% with that. I got wood for Cathie. Oh my God, you guys. I am just going to focus on Bitcoin breaking the all-time high of 68,000 from 2021. Once it hits that, we're flying. That's right, May 5-star. Price discovery mode. Let's go. Welcome, Peacemaker. Cheers, family. Peacemaker, honest question. Does Dogecoin only head up on what Elon barks? Woof, woof. Pretty much. Anytime Elon tweets about it or talks about it, it pumps. That's pretty much it. So without Elon, Doge is screwed, but who knows the truth behind Elon and Doge? What do you guys think? Erica, what up? What up, JV? The first money, the banks, what does that say? In Bonkolulu, Tarla, Inkhorn have been used in what? Dates back from 12,000 to 14,000 years BC, 8,000 years before Sumeria. Whoa. I never even heard of these civilizations. Bonchuklu. Interesting. Smash the likes, fam. Appreciate it. Good to see you, JV. Another great show. Is there a second best? Let's see.
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset.
Pamp it up. You already know. Shout out J Bella, Phil C. What it do? Oh gosh, Cathie. Man, you guys love your Cathie Wood. Doge is Musk's coin. It funds SpaceX along with their government subsidies. SpaceX is virtually a new age NASA, pretty much. Best channel. Thank you, Jade Bella. Greatly appreciate it. People will FOMO when the price goes parabolic. People like to ride the highs, but they don't like to wait for it to happen. Facts. You understand human psychology very well, Jennifer. Cathie Wood, she could... Whoa, no second best, only BTC. You got that right, Erico. The king is in the building. Let's go. More Sailor, please.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
Doge is the only alt I have, says Sailing. This stream shines sunny on Bitcoin always, 100%. Smash the likes and subscribe. Thanks for the reminder, Serge. Why is Cathie giving wood out here? Oh my God, you guys, this is a family show, guys. Come on. Hold, it's the second best. I don't know about all that. Would tap the wood. Whoa, come on, guys. You guys are outrageous here. Would tap the wood if I could. Oh my God. The oldest I heard is the Gobeleki Tepe. Wow. Pretty decent market cap for Doge, considered a light coin. I could picture cat. Oh my God. No more. I'm not reading these Cathie comments out loud anymore. I can't do it. Right. Stitchin wrote Genesis Revisited, the 12 Planet books, and the Book of Enki. Oh, I did read the Book of Enki. Back in the day, I was a big Sacharai Sitchin fan, but I also discovered he's also a Freemason. So he could be misleading us, giving us 80% of the truth and twisting 20%, as a lot of the controlled opposition does. You never know, family. You never know. Saylor and Woods would make a good couple. There is no second best. I can picture Kathy in lingerie. I bet you can. Oh my God. The Kathy comments, always, man, every stream. And we don't even feature her in every show. It's crazy. I'll be very happy. Most would explore the oldest civilization ruins. Let me know, JV. You're more than welcome to something and something. Man, I can't even pronounce these terms, but you got my interest intrigued, family. You intrigued me. Yeah, so funny. All those jokes. Bitcoin Beaver, your username makes me laugh itself. Shout out Big L, one of my favorite bars. Ask Beavis, I get nothing but head. Whoa. Please let Kathy. Oh my God. More Kathy jokes, family. I can't do it. Anyways, I digress. Let's dive into our next story of the day, family. We discussed the ProShares and all their new ETFs coming. Now let's discuss the GBTC, which is a Grayscale Bitcoin Trust ETF, and what's going on over here. The headline reads, Spot Bitcoin ETF volumes pass insane 10 billion mark as GBTC sales slow. So here's the latest. Spot Bitcoin ETFs have seen 8-figure trading volumes in the 3 days since their launch in the United States. Bloomberg intelligence analyst Mr. Safart, can you say Safart, shows that as of January 16th, spot ETF volumes have officially passed the $10 billion mark. Let's go. Bitcoin's newest ETFs have caused controversy since their January 11th debut, which was just last week, with frenetic trading activity having little tangible impact on the Bitcoin price growth. While some are wary as a result, fellow Bloomberg analyst Balchunas argues that the raw figures speak for themselves. Quoting him here, let me put into context how insane 10 billion in volume is in the first 3 days. There were 500 ETFs launched in 2023. 500. Today, they did a combined 450 million in volume. The best one did 45 mil, and many had months to get going. IBIT alone is seeing more activity than the entire 23 freshman class. So let that sink in. And here you can see the spot Bitcoin ETF volumes. You can see the top one being GBTC, followed by IBIT, which is ultimately BlackRock, followed by Fidelity, Bitwise, ARK, VanEck, etc. So in terms of net inflows and outflows, the picture continues to show sales from the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which is newly converted to an ETF. And according to data from BitMEX Research, the most significant net gains belong to BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, up 700 million over those 3 days. Meanwhile, GBTC has seen net outflows of more than 1.1 billion, which is a phenomenon attributed to investors swapping between their ETF products due to the product's higher fees. That's right. They have the highest of all the 11 ETFs that have been launched. Theirs, I believe, is 1.5%, and some others are less than 0.2%. So crazy. Quoting Crypto Slate, GBTC total outflows are now 1.18 billion versus spot Bitcoin ETF inflows of 2 billion. It would be extremely encouraging if we continued this pace for the first month of trading, says James Van Straten, research analyst over at Crypto Slate. And this is the spot Bitcoin ETF net flows you can see in this chart. Jan 3 CEO Samson Mao, meanwhile, predicted a return to the ETF equilibrium following a period of flux post-launch. Quoting him here, time is needed for everything to recalibrate. Bitcoin, or I should say GBTC, sell pressure won't be a long drawn-out process. Many just cannot sell because the tax hit is too big, and eventually Grayscale must capitulate on the fees. This is likely to be sooner rather than later. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. In the meantime, however, few anticipate a Bitcoin price surge well beyond the well-established trading range in place since the start of December 2023. While some remain confident in market strength at the current 43 Gs, doubts linger over Bitcoin's ability to avoid fresh capitulation, quoting trader JT. Still see room to fall regardless of the shorter term pop. Once we get to the bottom of the long-standing range, we can reevaluate. Now, 41.5 has thus far formed the floor for the January price action, seeing repeated tests since 2024 begin, as per data from TradingView. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts in regards to all of this and GBTC. I also like to throw out there that GBTC is the largest hodler of Bitcoin on the planet. They have roughly 620,000 BTC in their possession, which is absolutely bonkers. And a little to compare that to Satoshi's wallet is rumored to hold wallets in general, 1.1 million. So they have roughly half the amount of Bitcoin that Satoshi themselves hold, which is pretty ludicrous. Just no Coinbase winning this case. No need to worry. The SEC is a joke, says Frank the Tank. How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck Kathy Wood? Oh boy, you got me. If you truly love Bitcoin, the price doesn't affect you. You know it's temporary and just another opportunity to stack more sats. Well said, Jeffrey. Cardi Watt says, agreed. If you're gaining value, smash the like. Thank you, Streamlabs. Samson will be on Simply Bitcoin today at 4 p.m. Eastern. Snap. That's in like 20 minutes. Shout out Samson. I'm a fan. That's why I cover him very often. In fact, when we dive into the latest with what's preventing Bitcoin from reaching $1 million right now, we're going to tap into some more of the latest from Samson himself as well. SEC is ridiculous at this point. Amen. It's ludicrous, family. Ludicrous. No Claire Gare, no Hair Gare, the chairman, Care Bear. On Reddit, there's a 1.1 million Satoshi owns, has been proven to be a myth, supposedly. So how much Bitcoin are they saying he really owns? Like more or less? I got a lady from the US asking me to invest in an online company called British FX. Wow, it sounds too close to FTX. If you know, you may lose if Bitcoin comes down. I'd be very weary out there. Don't believe any random people. There's 1,000,001 opportunities that are going to be asking you for Bitcoin, that are going to claim you can double, triple, quadruple your Bitcoin earnings. Don't fall for it, because 99.9% of the time, it's a scam. And you'll never receive your crypto back. Even if you're winning within the program, when you go to try to withdraw, you'll be unable to withdraw, because that's how these scams and Ponzi schemes work. Just telling you. Book of Enoch fam, Raziel Zero. Bitcoin is the truth coin. What about wrap Bitcoin? Is it okay? Ask Joseph. JV, I need a spacesuit. Let's go. I'm the daddy. I'm grown. JV is a papa. Where my papa's at? Where my single papa's at? Make some noise. Bitcoin is making a move. Making a move. Give me some room. Let's go. I don't have Bitcoin. What's going on, Jafal? Why not? If you send 1 Bitcoin, I send you 0. That's what they mean to say, but they'll usually tell you, just put your Bitcoin in here and your Bitcoin will grow at unprecedented levels. You'll 2, 3, 10x your Bitcoin. Trust me. And then they'll show you all fake screenshots of people pretending to get rich. That's typically how the Ponzi schemes work. Wood jokes. Yeah, 1.5% does not bother me when it is up 80%. Grayscale has done good to me. Happy to hear that, Steve. Happy winnings. What is that? Just described fiat. Oh no. To the moon. I only wait for the proper crashes to buy. That's not a dip. Now that's a dip. Crocodile Dundee. Oh snap. I remember Crocodile Dundee. Just can't wait till Cardano hits $36, says Bob Marley. Wow, Bob Marley bullish on Cardano. You would think Bob Marley be bullish on Bitcoin. Get a loan from your bank at whatever rate they offer, 5, 10, 15 years, and buy Bitcoin. Smart. Launch a speculative attack against fiat. Precisely what Michael Saylor did. Borrowed $1 billion at effectively a 0% interest rate and just bought a bunch of Bitcoin. Remember, he's like, I wanted to buy 170 million. Merrill Lynch says no, I couldn't do it. So I said, F you, Merrill Lynch, and I went elsewhere with my money and I bought the Bitcoin. That's how you get it done. Over 600 peeps watching, only 73 likes. Please tell me that's not true. We should have, if 600 people are watching, we need at least 300 likes right now. And I'm going to give some room for people not to like it. And I'm going to assume that you don't have a YouTube account and you're not signed in, and therefore you can't like it. And I'm going to assume the other 50% of you have every ability to simply hit a like button and support the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. I've been doing this for almost 6 years. This is episode 1525. I do a 2-hour live stream every day, 7 days a week, and I don't know of another YouTuber who does the same. Every day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. So the least you can do, show your support. I'm not asking you to send me any money, but please smash the like button, family. We're long overdue. We should have had 100,000 subs previous bull market, but the channel was shadow banned. The channel was unjustly terminated. I'm back. I ain't going nowhere. I'm like a cockroach. You can't get rid of JV. Appreciate you, fam. 1,000 likes, bring it. Now we're talking. I appreciate it, family. Pump the likes. It helps pump the stream, and every like counts, believe it or not. Jennifer, hit the likes. I did it. It's easy, easy peasy. What's not to like? The greatest Bitcoin ever. Appreciate it. Smash them likes, bro. Straight alpha here. Let's go. 236 likes, more like it. Still a little rookie-ish. I know we can do 300 if we got close to 700 people on the stream, so keep it a-coming. We appreciate it. I'm poor. That's why I only hold alts. At least you're honest. I just smashed that like button. Everyone hit the like and Bitcoin will hit 50, 100 G's. Let's go. Now we're talking, family. Now let's continue with the show. I appreciate the likes. Thanks for the support. Now let's discuss some bullish sentiment. We're going to be discussing $170,000 target, followed by a $300,000 target, followed by the $1 million price prediction, and why things are a little slower than we were anticipating. And we'll break all this stuff down. Then we'll do a live Q&A session that is going to be lit. Mark my words. But anyways, family, the headline reads, Skybridge founder, who is Anthony Scaramucci, expects Bitcoin to surpass 170,000 by next year. 170 G's, baby. Send it. Here we go. The Mooch shared his price prediction in an interview with Reuters Global Markets Forum on Monday. He based his price outlook on the demand for newly approved spot Bitcoin ETFs and the upcoming Bitcoin halving. Quoting the Mooch, if Bitcoin's at 45,000 on the halving, where it roughly is right now, it'll be 170,000 by mid to late 2025. And massive shout out to Carrie Watts. I appreciate you joining the HODL Gang, which is the membership of our channel. Love and light, family. Quoting the Mooch again, wherever the price is on the day of the halving in April, multiply it by 4 and it'll reach that price in the next 18 months. Now in December, the Mooch predicted massive capital inflow from Wall Street into the spot Bitcoin ETFs. The SEC approved 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs last week. The anticipation surrounding the approval sent the price all the way up to 49 G's. However, we then got that big drop off back down to 42. And at this time, we're roughly hovering at around 43. And according to Scaramucci, the deadline in the price of Bitcoin following the spot Bitcoin ETF approvals is due to investors moving funds out of Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust into the spot Bitcoin ETFs. He expects to see the impact of the funds flowing into the spot Bitcoin ETFs and Bitcoin in 8 to 10 trading days. Now, Grayscale converted its Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, into a spot Bitcoin ETF and began trading on the NYSE last week. Many expect the Bitcoin halving to drive the price of Bitcoin higher. MicroStrategy's chairman, Saylor, said in November that the demand for Bitcoin should double after the halving and spot Bitcoin ETF approvals. Now, in its year-end crypto predictions, asset management firm VanEck stated it anticipates minimal market disruption and post-halving rise of the Bitcoin price with significant gains for some low-cost miners. Now, Pantera Capital said in August of last year it expects Bitcoin to skyrocket to 148,000 after the halving. Moreover, we had Tim Draper, the billionaire venture capitalist, said Bitcoin will hit $250,000 this year. Let me know which prediction you think will be most accurate. Will it be Draper? Will it be Scaramucci? Will it be Pantera Capital? Let me know your thoughts. And I'm going to read some more comments. Let me refresh the comments again because it's acting up today. Make sure we're accurate here, and it should start moving once you start commenting. Let me know, family. There we go. We jumping again. We jumping again. Not dumping again. We rising, my friend. We here to the end. So keep it moving. We appreciate it, fam. There we go. Much better. Kev, a goal is make big gains for the altcoins to buy one whole Bitcoin. Noble says all donations are welcome here. 100%. My dream is to own one Bitcoin. When I win the lawsuit of being robbed a Bitcoin. Oh, snap. I wish you a lot of success on that, family. 250,000 Says Johnny, send it. 50,000 to 100K just before the halving. What makes Cathie Wood so sexy is Bitcoin of her money. Understood, Serge. I get it, family. So if, hypothetically speaking, if Cathie Wood didn't have 25% of her net worth in Bitcoin, she wouldn't be as sexy as you perceive her to be, right? Let's hypothetically say she had 25% of her wealth in Dogecoin and she held no Bitcoin. Would you still think she's sexy? Let me know, family. Pomp thinks 150. I think that's a very logical target. What do you guys think? Bitcoin did 24x last cycle from 3 Gs to 70,000. Well, I guess that would be from 2020, right? Yeah, you're right. Because in 2020, after COVID, we crashed into the 3,000 to 4,000 range. And by the end of 2021, we were all the way back on top at 69,000. So you actually make a good point. 250,000 the cycle. Team Salty says it's the glasses. So the glasses are sexy. Just consolidating here is nice. You don't change Bitcoin. Bitcoin changes you. Shout out to the high priest, Max Keiser. She was hot when she was young, says Rich. 250 is only 5x roughly. That's right. And from 50 Gs, 20x is 1 mil, fam. Let that sink in. 10x times 2, 20. Boom, mil. I believe the halving will be the real pump. So far, ETFs have not done the job. I think because the money is not on the blockchain. That's my something. Maybe I am wrong, however. I appreciate your insights there, Jose. When she was young, she looked good. Google up Cathie Wood younger. Cathie Wood looks like, who's that? Gretcher of Recess? Oh, the girl with the glasses from that old cartoon. I kind of remember it a little bit. Smart women are hot, says Steve. 150 to 180 in 2024 when BlackRock decides to send it higher. Yes, who wouldn't give her one? Tony Jeffries. The war, bro, it's going to hurt or help Bitcoin. It's kind of like unpredictable, this war stuff, because you never know what's going to happen. But I would like to think the more uncertainty and the more fear, the more bullish people will be on Bitcoin because they're printing more money for the war. And the more money they print, the more devaluation and the more hyperinflation of the US dollar, which may give us hyper Bitcoinization. What do you guys think? Eat, sleep, Ethereum. It's the glasses, says Dirty. John, I think the price will follow the well-established cycle, meaning the 4-year cycles are still intact, family. Let me know. Yeah, really love the way you read out the chat. It acknowledges us. Thank you, Johnny. It's my pleasure. I think it makes the channel fun. If it's pure just JV thoughts, it gets boring talking to myself. I could do a 10-hour stream all by myself and just rant, but the fact that you guys interact with me makes it enjoyable. So I appreciate it. SEC is getting all its ass handed to them in court today by the judge, says Howey Test is the old school. I know, they got to do away with that damn Howey Test. I mean, seriously, JV, Google up and show folks. I've seen her young. I've seen it on Twitter, fam. I've shared it here on the show. I'm not going to Google it up right now. But yeah, I think we can all agree. Cathie Wood was a very attractive young woman. And many of you still find her very attractive today in her older, mature age because she is smart. And she holds 25% of her net worth in Bitcoin. And she's one of Bitcoin's biggest proponents. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or do you just still think she's just that beautiful regardless of Bitcoin? I want to know. That's right, JV. We're all here for the live chat, baby. Cheers, Eric. I think this will be a super cycle. 20x still possible. 100%. We still have a possibility of Bitcoin hitting $1 million this cycle. What if it was a super cycle and we 20x? Then what, family? Let me know. And my computer is doing crazy things right now, such as switching up my camera angles, which makes no sense. Let me fix that for you guys. Weird, weird, weird. There we go. Computer's doing its thing right now. Make sure it's focused. Okay, camera should be good again. Yeah, it's been acting weird. We're rebooting. Things are changing. Oh, that didn't make any sense. There we go. Fix that. So yeah, the computer has a mind of its own today. So without further ado, let's dive into our next story of the day. I just got to sip on a little more stuff here.
Go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth, which is Bitcoin.
All right, now let's discuss a $300,000 target from crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Popp, one of my favorite analysts I've been following for years. I think he's pretty good trader. Van de Popp tells his 700,000 followers that Bitcoin is likely to enjoy a rally ahead of the halving scheduled for April. That's right. According to the widely followed analysts, there's a possibility of Bitcoin falling below 41,000 before skyrocketing by over 630% from that level all the way up to $300,000 per coin. And based on Van de Popp's chart, which you can see here, it appears the analyst expects Bitcoin to climb to around 45.5 before tumbling to just under $40,000. The widely followed analyst further says that over the long term, the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US will have a positive impact. Quoting him here, the Bitcoin ETF has provided a negative return since the start. The Bitcoin ETF has provided a massive net inflow in the first few days, more than 600 million on the first day. The real impact of the ETF will be shown in the coming few years, a mega bullish event. And according to Van de Popp, the bullish season that it is potentially on the way is likely to be the last easy cycle for Bitcoin and the other crypto assets, as he shares here. This cycle will probably take slightly longer, will go way higher than anticipated, and will change many lives. That's great, but times won't stay like this. Take those profits, period. So there you have it. What are your thoughts on his skyrocketing prediction of after dropping to the 40,000 range, possibly eclipsing just under it, 39-ish, that we skyrocket 630% to $300,000 per coin? Let me know, family, in the comments right down below. And let's do some more Q&A before we dive into our feature story of the day and discuss the prospects of Bitcoin still hitting $1 million and what's slowing it down right now, according to the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser. Shout out to everyone just joining the stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. We got close to 700 people here live right now. And of course, we appreciate all the support. Jerry is hacking your computer. Who's Jerry? JV is the most interactive podcaster. Thank you, Dirty. Back in the day when we started the pod, like you can go back on the channel, it was typically just 20 minutes of pure content. Eventually, we turned it into a live, and then it was like, 30, 40 minutes. And then eventually we expanded it to 60 minutes. Now, the average podcast I do is 2 hours virtually every day. We stream for roughly 90 minutes on the tube, and then we do exclusive 30 minutes of the uncensored version of the show on Rumble. Shout out to the Rumble fam as well. We appreciate all the support. 160,000, says John. 75,000 by December 2025. Send it. But I'd say that is extremely bearish in my humble opinion. I think we're going to break the price discovery 70,000 level this year in 2024. And by a show of hands, if you think we'll hit six figures in 2024, which would be 100,000 or more for this year, put a 1 in the live chat. Adam Back made a prediction, actually betting some Bitcoin, that we hit 1 million by March 31st. I don't know if we're going to hit it that soon. I think it'll most likely be after the halving, but I still want to know your thoughts. $100,000 this year, 2024, 1. No 100K, no 100K Fiesta in Puerto Rico this year, put a 2. Which means you don't believe we're going to hit 100K this year. Want to know. John put a 1. 10 billion of the ETFs not doing nothing for the price somebody has their hand in the cookie jar. Always. 111, 100K, 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 111, 100K, 100K. Smash the likes, 100K, 11. Who thought, JV? I was just, you always get tricked for the magic of television. Who's we? Oh, 2. We got Frank says 2, no 100K this year. 11, I think 460. Send it. We got 11. JB also put a 2. Crypto Voodoo is voodooing us with a 2. Too much resistance. It'll happen in 2025. Robert put a 2. Adam Back bet was the new all-time high before the halving. I thought it was 100,000 before the halving. 222, 2. Christy 2. Mike 1. Love Shorts 2. It better be 2 with Love Shorts. 111. The orange cap doesn't suit you as well as the other one. Want to know a true story? I went to go grab my gray Bitcoin hat to match my shirt. I can't find it, and I don't know where it went, and I don't understand how it could even disappear from the house. I barely go anywhere, and when I wear it out, it's on my head, and I barely wear it out because I prefer not rocking a Bitcoin hat in public. Yeah, I usually put the Bukele hat on or something like that. So I looked all over the house. I looked in all the rooms. I can't find my precious Bitcoin hat. So it's funny you mentioned that, but I agree. The orange doesn't match the gray as well as the gray on gray. And I would have chose gray, but notice I haven't wore that hat in about a week because I misplaced it. And now it's like, where did it go? Was it abducted? Good Lord, I can't figure it out. And it's like, there's only so many places in my house it can be. It's not in the bedroom. It's not in the closet. It's not downstairs, not in the kitchen. It's clearly not in the office. Where'd it go? If anyone could do some sort of like, what do they call that? Where you can just like remote viewing, any remote viewing experts that can do a little remote viewing in JV's house and be like, yo, I see where your hat is. It's over here. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I want to know what happened to it. Like, it's just very ironic. I've never lost a hat in my entire life. I don't lose things. Like, I live solo. You know what I mean? My daughter, bi-weekly, I share custody with her mother. But, like, it's not in the car. Like, where'd it go? Like, I have no clue. So, yeah. Check the fridge. Imagine it's, like, in the freezer all frozen. Like, what was JV doing? Yeah. Nap by Nipsey. You never know. Orange looks good on you. Well, it's going to have to look good on me until I get a new gray one. Jamie Dimon broke into your house. Probably sent some assassins my way. It's in your car. I just got told. I'm going to check the car. It's a possibility. Look in the closet. Man, I can. These glass sliding doors is a closet. But I'm telling you, I spent like an hour just like in my house, like, and I'm just convinced it's not here. But I have no idea where it went. So it's a mystery, but I'm determined to figure out the mystery. Nipsey wouldn't chew it up. Nipsey is a smart dog. He doesn't chew anything up. When I first got him, he learned his lessons because living with a child, he would eat crayons and he'd always get sick. Like his poop would be blue. He ate a new blue crayon. And after doing that a dozen times, he learned his lesson. He gets very sick and knows not to eat anything. So he's the best dog, chews on nothing. He doesn't even like chewing on toys. He just gets bones he'll chew on. So I know he didn't do it. You got a spook. Tapeworms, the hat assassins. I lost my favorite hat, turned up in the camper van, been parked up for the cold weather. Peter Schiff took it. Not blaming anyone but myself, but clearly this is a mystery. I need help. Miami aliens got it. Maybe. Is that why they were here? Lost in a boating accident. Yeah, I guess so, family. What did he lose? Not his treasure. Oh, I lost that years ago. Yeah, I don't have that either. Give him some ballistics. So I need some new hats, family. I'm going to be ordering some new hats from my merch store, merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. That's the game plan. I appreciate you reminding me. Peter Schiff took the hat. I don't think Peter would want the Bitcoin hat. But you never know. The Fed took it as inflation. Damn it, Fed. There's always something. Man, Gary just trying to piss you off. Someone's trying to piss me off. My landlord used to come into my apartment and steal my clothes, like for real. Well, I own my house and there's no third parties coming in here. Stole my favorite shorts and your scarf and stole my boxers and some Tupperware? Are you playing with me? What kind of landlord is that? Is it in the laundry? Nah, because I don't wash, I'll be honest, I don't wash my hats. I just buy new hats. I have maybe 30 hats in my closet, but they don't, like, even this hat doesn't fit 100% correctly. It's a little overly big and hurts my ears a little. So it's like that Bitcoin hat fit me perfectly. So I would always wear that hat virtually every day. So I have 30 other hats, but none of them fit me perfectly. So it's kind of like, what was that? Was it Cinderella with the glass slipper? Or was that Snow White? I mixed those two up. There is no second best. You already know, family. But anyways, I'm done ranting about my hat. It's all good. No biggies. But anyways, let's now dive into our feature story of the day. Give me a second to pull this baby up. All right, now we're going to be discussing Bitcoin hitting $1 million per coin. And why haven't we hit $1 million yet? Is Bitcoin's 1 million dream on hold? Max Keiser reveals the top obstacles. So let's break this story down. This was just published January 17th, earlier today, and looks pretty insightful. So here we have it. Max Keiser, the high priest himself, the prominent Bitcoin advocate and broadcaster, points an accusatory finger at Vanguard CEO Mortimer J. Buckley. What a name. And according to Keiser, Buckley's cautious approach is the primary obstacle preventing Bitcoin from reclaiming the coveted $50,000 level. That's right, crypto enthusiasts are pointing fingers, and the target is the Vanguard CEO, Mortimer Buckley. In his latest episode of the ongoing Bitcoin saga, Max Keiser, the vocal Bitcoin advocate and broadcaster, accuses Buckley of being the main roadblock preventing Bitcoin from reclaiming the much coveted 50G level. Now, Keiser doesn't mince words, claiming that Vanguard, one of the world's largest asset managers, I think it's the second largest in the world next to BlackRock, is the key player with holding Bitcoin back. In a recent expose, Keiser asserts that Vanguard's decision to restrict its customers from purchasing the newly introduced crypto product is a strategic move aimed at hindering the Bitcoin surge. As Max tweeted here, this guy, Tim Buckley, delayed Bitcoin hitting $50,000 post ETFs by 2 weeks. So that's the silver lining. He only delayed it by 2 weeks, family, so it's all good. And in a follow-up interview, Buckley attempts to clarify Vanguard's position. He voices reservations about Bitcoin's backed ETFs and gold-based exchange-traded funds, citing Bitcoin's lack of intrinsic economic value and cash flow as reasons for the company's caution. Now, I have to point out how hypocritical this guy is, because Vanguard owns roughly 8.6% of MicroStrategy, and MicroStrategy holds 200,000 roughly Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So Vanguard already has indirect exposure to Bitcoin. These are the old oligarchs. I mean, the biggest ones out there: BlackRock, Vanguard, and Fidelity. These are the juggernauts, family. But anyways, interestingly, Vanguard's grouped substantial holdings in MicroStrategy with 1.1 million MicroStrategy shares. Read my mind. Indirectly exposes its client to Bitcoin. This apparent contradiction adds complexity to the debate surrounding Vanguard's stance on embracing Bitcoin through ETFs. So not only are they a big shareholder, they're the primary shareholder of MicroStrategy. They own more shares than any other company, 1.1 million MSTR shares. Now, Vanguard's differing stance. Vanguard's cautious stance sharply contrasts with major competitors like BlackRock and Larry Fink, Fidelity, and Vesco. These investment giants, in a strategic move last week, eagerly embraced the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Experts anticipate that this move will significantly expand Bitcoin's investor base, providing a more accessible path for investment. Now let's discuss this $1 million forecast amidst the debate. Bitcoin maxi Samson Mow enters the scene with a bold prediction. The Bitcoin can soar to the unprecedented 1 million per coin in a matter of days to weeks after the approval of the ETF, which I've been covering here on the pod. Mao cites the recent approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs and the upcoming 2024 halving as potential catalysts for this monumental surge. And let's check out this actual tweet he shared, dated on January 15th. So 2 days ago on Monday, it already got over 200,000 views, quoting Samson Mow. "You promised 1 million days after the ETFs started trading. No one can promise that Bitcoin does anything except produce blocks every roughly 10 minutes and a halving every 4 years. Now, 1 million in days to weeks. Note, we are just 2 days and a long weekend post after the ETFs launch, and it is just my prediction and it's for fun. The main point I'm trying to get across is that the macro environment has fundamentally changed, and this is a very real possibility now. Many have since acknowledged this as well. Most people don't understand that when perma-bulltards like Stack Hodler or BitPain, etc. make predictions, we're just having fun. We'd also happily ride Bitcoin down to zero too. So if you're a trader, you probably shouldn't listen to us. I am happy to be wrong. See my Max Payne theory thread, because a slow and steady Bitcoin price rise is better for everyone. Ultimately, though, it is inevitable that Bitcoin does go to 1 million per coin. It could be in days to weeks. It could be at the halving, or it could be in the months post-halving. The point is that 1 million per Bitcoin is a certainty because the fiat system is dying and there's literally nowhere else to go except for moving into Bitcoin. ETFs resume buying tomorrow. Have a good day. And you can see some of the feedback here. I think I posted something. It may have been another post I shared like a meme of Allen Iverson crossing over on what's his name on Michael Jordan Classic. But anyways, he also shares here why he initially presented the $1 million forecast for fun. Mal now asserts that the changing macro environment for Bitcoin makes the ambitious target a very real possibility. So I'd love to know your thoughts, family. Honestly, I don't think anything has changed. I do think a lot of the mainstream FUD from the Jamie Dimon, you know, the tapeworm himself, saying that Satoshi is going to come back, change the code, that the Vanguards, the frickin' Merrill Lynch's, the Bank of America's, and the old money oligarchs are going to continue to FUD Bitcoin, including their own chairman of the SEC, Gary Gensler, even after giving his official stamp of approval, allowing 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs. He still says Bitcoin's primary use case is for illicit activity. So you know Bitcoin is a threat to the old money, and so they can't directly control Bitcoin, but what they can do is FUD it and try to scare investors out of their positions. And they do a great job at this using the mainstream, the news media, and all their tools. But there you have it, fam. When do you feel Bitcoin will likely hit that $1 million mark? Do you think it could potentially happen this cycle? Or do you think that's more later down the road, potentially at the year Cathie Wood predicts it in 2030? Her base case is 670,000 by 2030, which is now only 6 years out, family. Let that sink in. Her bullish case is between 1 million and 1.5 million. Shout out to Omar. Appreciate you subbing to the #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. And she says, now that we got the ETF approvals, we're more than likely going to head to that bullish target of 1.5 million by 2030. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's a given. I think we could potentially hit 1 million per coin by the year 2029. Here's my thoughts and theory behind it. Typically, it's the year preceding the halving, we hit the cycle peak. For example, in 2012, we had a halving. In 2013, cycle peak. Then 4 years later, after 2012 and 2016, we had a halving. Then 2017, the year preceding the halving, we hit the 20,000 peak. Then, like deja vu, 4 years after the 2016 halving, we had another halving in 2020, and Bitcoin did its thing. And the following year in 2021, we reached the current all-time high of roughly 69,000 per coin. And many experts say that if we didn't have the fraudsters such as FTX, Luna, and all those debacles, we could have climbed on up to 100,000 per coin back in 2021. They say Bankman-Fried was dumping Bitcoin onto the open market to suppress it under 20,000 and potentially was colluding with Gary Gensler. What are your thoughts on this, crypto family? But back to my theory. So again, we're going to have a halving this year in 2024. More than likely, we're going to hit the cycle peak in 2025 if history is to rhyme. And then in 2028, we're going to have another halving. And if history is to rhyme, we'll hit that cycle peak in 2029. I think the cycle peak, particularly for this cycle, is going to be somewhere between 222,000 and 500,000 per coin, 222 being my bearish scenario, 500,000 being my bullish scenario. So probably fall somewhere in between if I was to guess. Now, check it out. How much does Bitcoin have to climb, hypothetically speaking, from a 300,000, or let's just keep it simple, a 250,000 price action? Let's go with the more of the bearish scenario, just hypothetically speaking. We just need to 4x from the next halving, and boom, bada boom, bada bing. $1 million per coin, family. So let me know your thoughts. 2029, 1 million per coin. Holla at your boy. And with that being shared, family, let's now dive into our Q&A. Let me refresh the chat because the chat's been acting up. I got to keep refreshing it for whatever reason today to get it moving. Keep it moving. Here we go. Hodl Mike put a 1. Cathie already seen the future. Look at her glasses. Grayscale sold 50 billion in Bitcoin for tax purposes. The Black Swan. Full send, says Dirty. Yes to 1 million in 2029 to 2030. Send it, Surge. Let it go. Let's go. Supply and demand. Basic stock to flow, family. You have the most finite, limited supply form of money to ever exist. In fact, never in humankind has there existed a a form of money with a limited supply. It's always been able to be tampered with. Always. Not anymore. JB, 75,000, end of 2025. We need the currency that can't be manipulated. Bitcoin is still the best investment out there, but very frustrating. All these predictions are off the mark. 75,000 by the end of 2025 is realistic. So you think we're only going to climb this cycle 6,000 higher than the previous high? You don't even think we can 2x? Like 2x from the previous high back November of 2021 of 69,000 would be 138,000 per coin. So I think that's just too easy. But I love conservative estimates. However, I think that's too conservative. Thank you for the streams. I'm learning a lot, says Laksh. For sure they will. What if we were to have a repeat? A lot of analysts are saying there's things very familiar from 2016, 2017 bull run. What if we did 10x? Because when I got into Bitcoin in 2017, it was only 1,500 a coin. We soared to 20,000 that same year. So if it can do roughly 10x that cycle, who's to say we can't 10x this cycle? The difference, there's institutional adoption, right? The hash is stronger, the network is stronger, the security is stronger, the fundamentals are stronger. Forget the haters, JB. You're the man for being committed to the serving of the daily reality. Cheers, Raven. We will 5x the previous all-time high. I dig it, I dig it. South African gold, Krugerrands Limited. For real? Well, there's a difference between true scarcity and relative scarcity. Gold has relative scarcity, but they do dump a bunch of more gold into the supply every year. To be honest, if it hits 100,000, there's going to be such a big sell-off. It is going to be right back down to 70. You belong in jail for treason. Who are you referring to, 2 weeks? I am a Saudi, and all of you guys have a God day. Cheers. Shout out to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. 188 G's, baby. Possible, but my instincts say not probable. Biggie, not Biggie. No Biggie. JV, have you realized that the National Museum for Crypto is owned entirely by the NSA? Wow, and located in Maryland. I didn't know that. Good to note. Arcadian, big changes will April, May during the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. This will likely be the biggest and most memorable halving for the run-up for Bitcoin's world standard by 2030. Getting into from Lethal Weapon 2. Classic. I remember the one with Jet Li. Was that Lethal Weapon 3? When they introduced Jet Li to the American audience. There's two kind of Bitcoin people. One folks happy with their wallet and want it to go up. Nipsey needs some raw meat. True dirty. Thanks for the reminder. I have been giving him turkey treats. Like turkey from Costco. It's actually designed for humans, but my daughter, for whatever reason, doesn't eat them. And it's a huge bag. So she gets these, like beef jerky, but it's like pure turkey, organic turkey. And he loves them. I've been giving him turkey every day. He digs it. You and your followers, whatever, 2 weeks. The whole crypto market. Some people hate crypto, but meanwhile, they're on a crypto podcast. So it is what it is. You must love it at some element inside of you. Or why it's like, if I hate something, I'm not going to be on a podcast talking about it, but you are. You keep it 100 with you, right? What's something I hate in life? Politics. Am I on podcast learning about Joe Biden's policies and politics? No, because I'm not going to support something I can't stand and don't like and don't believe in. Meanwhile, you're putting crypto down on the #1 daily Bitcoin podcast and talking ish, but you're wasting your time learning something that you have no desire about, or you're just a troll, or you're just a hater. I don't know. Turkey jerky. Thank you, Johnny. People who don't feel as if they have to be a clone of someone are not haters. They are true friends. 358 likes. Pump the likes. I appreciate that. Feed the dog a cow. 24/7, 365. Is that Gensler? Could be, family. All-time high will be reached in 2025 at a zero, and you'll have the cycle high. Amen, JV. Cheers, Keith Bitboy. Kevin, let's go. I hate chip beef gravy. Not familiar with it. Who hates crypto? Having a conservative view of gains is not being a hater. No, we're not referring to you there, JB. We respect you and your conservative predictions. We're referring to someone who just said that all of crypto is treasonous, or whatever he just said. I don't know. 2 weeks from a central bank shill? Yeah. Hi from Turkey. Cheers, Peacemaker. Matt, what? 2 weeks from this butt slating crypto? Strange one. BitBoy. Must be a competitor. JV's taken over the crypto realm as far as podcasting is concerned. 2 weeks ago, back to Total Recall. The one thing I remember about Total Recall, there was a girl with a third titty. That's all I remember. Interesting how that works. Get 'em, JV. Cheers, Casey. Love the show, man. Been watching since the beginning, back when. Been in crypto since 2014. Wow. Kudos to you, DJ, Steve, La Genius. Learned a lot. Appreciate your support throughout the years. They stole my Lambo. Oh, no. Oh, you talking about BitBoy? When his Lambo got stolen? Now he's trying to do boxing matches. Is he like the only guy who takes steroids but don't actually work out? I'm trying to understand that. I'm the opposite. I just work out, but I don't take steroids. So who knows? We will 10x this cycle, 348,000, Abel says. I'm with you on that, family. JV will replace Gensler, the SEC. Oh, hell no, because I'm uncorruptible, family. Can never work for the SEC. Can never work for any of those organizations with 3 letters. Never. Yeah, good show. Expect more haters as you grow, 100%. I welcome it. I also think it's entertaining. So feel free to troll and hate. I don't care. Let's not get carried away. The Bitcoin makes her a baddie. Are we referring to Kathy still, guys? Maybe in 2 weeks. Anime? What does that say? Amy? 2 weeks, Amy. Yeah. More the merrier. You're right. In order to have 1 million subs, there's going to be a tremendous amount of haters. That's a given. We'll probably have to switch up the comments. Only subscribers can comment. And eventually, I'm not going to be able to read everyone's comment. I mean, think about if we had 5 times the amount of comments, it'd be physically impossible. I was confused seeing 3 breasts. I know, I'm like 5 years old. Why does she have a third breast, mama? I got really lucky. Haven't lost money in crypto. I've traded some alts always and realized Bitcoin's the only way. Add a 0 to the all-time high from the last cycle. It'll be 690 easily. Send it, Jennifer. I love it. Arnie is back. Do people consolidate their UTXOs? 690 is dreaming. Kathy is definitely a baddie. Blind baddie. At this rate, the US dollar is losing purchasing power. Why wouldn't you allocate at least a percentage of your savings into Bitcoin? Imagine putting... Some people love their oppressors so much and they love their Jamie Dimons and Gary Genslers that they'll just do what they say. There's a percentage of the population that is this way. That's why. Like, only the money launderers and the fraudsters and the hucksters are using crypto. I'm not that guy. I'm just going to use fiat. I believe my oppressors and I trust my government and they're looking out for my best interest. That's why they're there. That's how some people think, family. None of you guys, or you wouldn't be in crypto, but a lot of people think this way. They're in the matrix, they're products of the matrix, and they're protecting their oppressors, and they're willing to die to protect their oppressors. It's sad, but it's real. Your dog's awake and ready to eat? Yeah, he's right here. I'm petting him right now, live and in the flesh. Nip, nip, for the win. So you already know. Yeah. So when you see my hand here, it's because I'm petting Nipsey. You know how we do. Stockholm Syndrome, 100% Christy, 100%. Not dreaming, just fact, following the history of BTC. Stockholm Syndrome, you nailed it, Matt. Even if we went down to 30,000, if you add a 0, that's still 300,000, 100%. And they'll take this, yeah, they will. They'll take the flu jab, the COVID jab, the miscellaneous future jab for the future disease that doesn't exist yet, that hasn't been launched yet. They'll take them all. Jamie Dimon wearing gloves, looked like a serial killer. And remember that clip where they like broke an arm? Why did he have a broken arm looking like Tony Montana from Scarface? Like, who broke his arm? What is this guy doing? Do you know there's humiliation rituals? You notice a lot of them in their right eye will be a black eye. You ever wonder what's really going on? I can't really talk more about it here on the tube, but do you guys understand what's really going on behind closed doors at these meetings? If only you knew. Many of the population have Stockholm Syndrome. Fact. Love your hat. Thank you. Because it wasn't my choice to wear it. It's because I lost my other one. Yeah, you already know. I'm not even going to mention that on the stream to protect the channel. But Johnny, you already know. Follow people like David Icke, Alex Jones, who preach the truth, and you'll understand. Tapeworm's daughter has Bitcoin. I bet. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't she? Very true, JV. Cheers, Dro. And believe 1 billion a coin, right? Hey, don't hate the player. Hate Fidelity. You don't like the third largest asset manager in the world? Don't shoot the messenger, big dog. Go take it up with them. I don't make up these predictions. If I can make up a prediction, here you go. Bitcoin's going to hit $1 trillion by tomorrow. There you have it. Shoot me. Like, what are you going to do? I'm not entitled to an opinion. I don't get the right to express my First Amendment right of freedom of speech. I got to listen to your opinion. Someone who worships fiat money and thinks crypto is a scam. No, thank you. But to each their own. And no, you're not invited to the 100K fiesta, big dog. Just saying. But anyways, family, enough in the chat. We're going to actually continue with the uncensored version of the show so I can talk my ish and say what I want and speak my mind and not hold back. So head on over to Rumble right now and let's get this party started, shall we? And if you don't know, we're live on Rumble each and every day alongside the tube. And when the YouTube stream ends, we continue with the uncensored version of the show exclusive on Rumble. So head to Rumble, type in Crypto News Alerts, you'll see the live stream, and I'll see you there shortly. Deuces.